All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I'd like to call the July 29th, 2021 awards meeting to order. We do have a quorum. We've got on site, we've got Haivu, Ricky Erickson, and Joe Arfano. And online, we've got Stephen Datz. Hopefully Laura Dutton will join us, but we do have a quorum without her, so we will proceed.
Hey, Laura's here.
Laura's here.
Oh, hey, Laura. Sorry, I didn't even see you. Good. All right, so Laura is also on site. All right, so we have a full house. We've got OGC represented by Julie Davis, and then we have budget, which is represented by Lori Whitmer. Do we have any public comment before we get started, either in the room or any emails that have been sent prior to the meeting?
No public comment.
Okay, great. Do we have any public comment on the phone in regards to today's agenda items? All right, seeing none, we will review today's agenda items. We have items 1 through 4, and they've all been reviewed by procurement and by budget and are ready for the awards committee review. We will review each award item individually. I will ask for questions or comments, and then I will also move forward with asking for a motion to approve with a second, and then we will roll call through the committee to get everyone's individual approvals. We will start with the meeting minutes from July 15th. Do we have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the meeting minutes from July 15th, 2021.
Haivu, so moved.
Laura Dutton, second.
Thank you. I'll roll call through the committee to approve the meeting minutes from July 15th, starting with Haivu.
Approved.
Laura Dutton.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
Joe Arfano.
Approved.
And Stephen Datz.
Approved.
Thank you. We have award number 2, which is a request for proposal. This is for facilities, janitorial services. This was our sheltered market, which means it is just for the JSEB opportunity for our JSEB vendors. And this is to cover janitorial services for approximately 45 buildings and our wellness centers. We have the recommended awardee is Eversafe Building Maintenance Corp, and the amount is $48,68.68. This is a 1-year contract, and we have 2 1-year optional renewals. We had 2 bids that were received from JSEB, and we are looking at an approximate 10% increase, or about $23,000 over the 1-year period. And I'll just note that JEA did raise their requirement for the minimum hourly wage from about, it was $10.85. We raised that up to $12.55. So that accounts for some of the increase. And we do that, we look at that on a regular basis when we go out to bid for these. Do you guys have any comments or questions on this award?
Hey,
Jenny, this is Stephen Datz. I was wondering if you could provide a little bit more detail around the hourly wage, setting that to $12.55.
Sure, I'll ask, is Melanie on the line? And if not, Mildred, I think I see Mildred on there.
Jenny, this is Ryan. I'm not sure that Mildred had audio available. I can explain where the minimum wage was originally established. We use the overall average cost based in Duval County to establish a minimum wage. The intent is that we have reliable, skilled employees, and we don't have to have a higher turnover so that our contractors can maintain. The increase from 1085 to 1255 was based on anticipation of the overall minimum wage in the state of Florida going up to $15. So we used the new rate and anticipated that it will increase in the next several years. Does that answer your question, Stephen?
Yes. I understand the rationale behind it. It just 1255 was pretty specific, so I figured there would be some detail supporting that.
Hey, I do have a follow-up question on that, and I fully support the idea behind the establishing a minimum hourly wage, but in the supporting documents under emergency cleaning services, task 13.1, and then ad hoc cleaning services, 13.2, their company's bidding rate for the hourly rate for the janitor is only $11 an hour, and then for the supervisor, $12.55. And so that's one question. Why are we accepting less than $12.55? And then I think on the other items, they're bidding exactly $12.55 per hour for a janitor. And so if we're requiring a minimum wage of $12.55 for an employee, I would expect the company to, as far as their cost, to be more than $12.55, because that's where you have your admin charges and benefits and burdens on top of that. So can someone explain to me why, number one, we have less than $12.55 an hour, and then why aren't the costs more than the minimum hourly wage?
Jenny, I would like to jump in and help answer this question, but I was having a really hard trouble hearing. So could you repeat the question, please?
So, I'm sorry, I'm going to take off my mask to answer, to ask. So I have two questions. Why in task 13.1 and 13.2 we have the proposed rates less than $12.55 an hour? And the second question is, if our minimum hourly wage is $12.55, I would expect the company's charge to JEA would be much higher than, will be higher than that, to cover admin charges, to cover benefits and burdens, if they have any, et cetera, not just a straight charge of $12.55. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I do. And I would have to go back through the response, and I would be happy to do that and get back to you. My understanding is we did specify a minimum hourly wage of $12.55 based on what Jeannie had said before. We based that off of a Duval County standard. However, they may not have responded with that. You know, we can give them the information, but whatever they respond back to with their rate, we have to use that as information. I'll have to do a little bit of research on this on the back end, and I can let you know.
Okay, then based on that, this is my opinion here. I'm not comfortable moving forward with this award, because if we approve this, we're essentially approving
Less than.
exact opposite or different than what we require. Then I don't know if the other members would agree.
Jeannie, do you have, can you give them some background on how the contract currently works and from a billing perspective and how they charge? Do we have any information how they do that on the back end?
One of the things that we require on this particular contract is for the vendors to submit a monthly wage report that shows how much they're paying their employees. So we verify from the pay slips that they're receiving the minimum that's established in the particular contract. So we verify that as we're paying. We get those reports regularly to verify that they're paying their employees the minimum that we've established. So I don't know that we have any control over how much they're charging us for those particular services. But for pandemic services, currently on this contract, we are not paying for pandemic services. It's covered. The cost is captured in their overall charge for each site at the generating stations. We have not been paying any pandemic cost at all. So I don't understand why JR would have established a lower price than the minimum wage.
Can you scroll down to the bid workbook? Let's walk through that. Whoa.
Yes, so stop right there, 13.1 and 13.2,
Whoa.
where they're paying the company supervisor the billing rate for the company supervisors, our minimum, and the hourly rate for the janitor is less.
So it looks like it does. The supervisor is, do you want to explain the role of the supervisor, Jeannie? I think that's part of the intent for the turnover.
So the reason we had two separate amounts was if a supervisor had to respond or they're providing the services, or if it's a regular janitor. It's up to the vendor to determine who they're assigning to any particular.
I'm okay with that.
Task.
It's
Well,
the $11 an hour that
Yeah.
they're proposing for the janitor.
So is Duval County 1255? Is that what you're getting at? High?
Yeah,
Why would we pay any less than what that minimum is, regardless of the role?
that's right.
That's a minimum, that's the nature of a minimum wage. So
I
that's,
tend to agree with you, High. I don't.
Yeah, I can't, so my thing is, I can't recommend approval, or I can't approve an award where the bid for the rates to pay the janitor is less than what we require, no matter what they bill us. I mean, I can't accept that the company's going to win a project on a loss.
Okay, let us go back. We'll review. I want to take a peek at the other bid that was submitted to. Let's see what their pricing looks like and how they submitted it. And the overall, this was an RFP, so this was based off of qualifications and price. And so I want to take a peek at how all of that panned out with the second bidder as well.
this is Joe Jetty. I had a more fundamental question as to why there's such a disparity between the winning bid and the other bidder. I mean, it's more than double the price.
Exactly, I had the same question. There's a big difference.
Yes, there is. This is a new bidder. That is a new JSEB that's bidding. And we have the Eversafe is our incumbent. So, there could be just more risk built into that just because they've never bid or done work with us before. We have to make some assumptions, but we don't, unless we ask them, we wouldn't really know exactly why their bid was double. I mean, if we looked at their bid pricing, we could see where they're higher, but that would be my guess. All right, so it sounds like we are, that you guys are suggesting to defer this award. And we'll do we'll gather some information and look at it, and we will either bring it back to the committee with more information next week for you guys to consider, or we will come back with a plan on how we want to handle this.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny. I think one question we need to ask the Eversafe is, do they provide benefits to these employees? And if they do, how do they pay for that if they're charging, and not even considering the two that we just looked at, if they're charging JEA exactly what our required minimum wage is, then how do they cover the benefits? How do they cover admin cost, and how do they make a profit?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hi. All right, we will move on to award number 3. This was an invitation for bid. This is for construction services for Radio Avenue Master Pump Station and the ground storage tank. Sawcross Inc. is our recommended awardee in the amount of $5,492,709. We are expecting project completion around February of 2023. And we had 5 bids that were received, and it looks like we were approximately 26% lower than our budget estimate. And when we looked at the cost, it looked like the ground storage tank and the installation of the pump station equipment was lower than what we had estimated. So our water wastewater estimating group reviewed the bid pricing and deemed that reasonable. When they've looked at past projects, I think that Sawcross is capable of doing this work for that price. Do we have any questions or comments? All right, I will ask for a motion to approve award number 3.
Joe Arfano, so moved.
Stephen Dat, second.
Thank you. We'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 3, starting with Joe Arfano.
Approved.
Stephen Dat.
Approved.
Laura Dutton.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
And Hai Vu.
Approved.
Thank you. Award number 4 is invitation for bid. This is for Southwest Timaquana Pump Station Upgrade Project. Sawcross Inc. is also our recommended awardee in the amount of $3,618,453.30. We are looking at an expected project completion October of 2022. We received 3 bids. The first 2 were very close in pricing. And when we looked at what our bid estimate was, we're looking at about a 30% increase in what our original bid estimate was. There are some notes in here as to why we think that it has gone up. This estimate was done back in May of 2019, and we have seen quite a big increase in material prices for PVC and ductile iron pipes and fittings since then. And so we believe that is one of the reasons why the bid has come in about 30% higher. And when comparing to the next low bidder, there is a pretty close pricing. So we believe that this is the reason why. Do we have any questions, or does the business want to add anything else that I might have missed?
I think just a general comment, Jenny, that this business unit will commit to providing a more up-to-date estimate before we go to the award so that the numbers are so far off 2 years ago. It's a little bit too long to use that number, especially in the market nowadays.
Thank you, Hi. And I've also asked my group to make sure that they're communicating to each of the business units as we're seeing the indexes go up or lead times go out for certain things like the PVC, that we let you guys know that so that you can incorporate those into your timelines, because it might start affecting when you guys get projects done if the piping or if you can't get the materials timely and what those lead times look like. So I've asked my team to make sure they're communicating that information to you guys on a regular basis. Do we have any other questions or comments? All right, I'll ask for a motion to approve award number 4.
Laura Dutton, so moved.
Thanks, Laura.
Seconded.
Can I get, thanks, Ty. We'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 4, starting with Laura Dutton.
Approved.
Hi, Vu.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
Joe Arfano.
Approved.
And Stephen Datt.
Approved.
Thank you. We have approved awards 3 and 4. We have deferred award number 2. So we will send those over to Jay, those 2, and we will get back to the committee on award number 2 either next week or the following week after we do some due diligence to answer some of the questions that you guys had. So we have approved, again, I'll just restate, we've deferred award number 2, and we've approved award number 3 and 4 for the July 29th, 2021 agenda. And I will ask if there's any other business to come before the awards committee. All right, seeing none, we're adjourned. Everybody have a very safe weekend and a happy Thursday. Just keep safety in mind. We're seeing quite a bit of information on the increasing in cases for COVID, especially those who have been vaccinated. So just be careful and do what's right for the family members and the community. So just be safe. That's all we can ask. Have a great day.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.